Let's plan for the upcoming week. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought it'd be fun to do a little plan with me. I haven't done a plan with me in quite a while, but I thought now is a better time than any to start bringing them back. So I'm currently in the 2024 Hobonichi weeks for now. I say for now because you guys know there's just so many incredible options out there, and I'm going to keep trying them out until I find what actually works for me. So here is how the last couple of weeks have looked. So if you are new to the Hobonichi world, the weeks starts at the very end of November. And so this is how last week, well, the week before looked, and this is how this current week is looking. And I feel like I have found a layout that's going to work for the needs that I have. And I'm probably going to continue with something pretty similar. So there might be a lot of like flipping back and forth so that I can get what I need on these pages, because this past week, this worked really, really well for me. So I'm going to take this little book dart off. I love that thing. And then my brass page marker. I don't really use the strings of my Hobonichi weeks. I have considered cutting them off, but that just seems like such a permanent decision, so I haven't gotten there just yet. So I just kind of keep them at the front of the book and then just don't use them. Okay, so let's go over to this current week of December 11th through the 17th. So I typically start off breaking up the areas of the pages, how I like to use them. So just like last week, I kind of create this sort of double line thing. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people do it. Sometimes I use it as a check column, sometimes I don't, but I like the vibe of having it there, so I'm just going to continue with it. And I'm using this marker from Zebra. It is their click art marker. Don't be afraid to use markers in your Hobonichi or on Tomoe River paper. Definitely test it out. And I stand so firm in this. Zebra products just work really, really well with Tomoe River paper. They truly, truly do. If you are a beginner to Tomoe River paper, I always say you can't go wrong with a product from Zebra. Do other brands work as well? Absolutely. But if you are someone who's like, I'm still getting used to it and I'm really scared of smudging and this, that, and the other, then go with something from Zebra. It dries faster, in my opinion. I've just had a really good experience with using Zebra products. Also, one of the things that I love about the Hobonichi weeks is that it's so easy to just flip around and do what you need to get done in this book without it taking up a huge amount of space. So I know I said the for now situation with the weeks, right? I mean, that's just how I am with planning. As many of us in the community always state, there really are no rules. And I know that it aggravates people when people change things and this, that, and the other, but planning is such a personal experience, right? And I would rather change my planner 100 times over than stay in a planner that I don't enjoy using. So if I enjoy a planner for a week, a month, a minute, then that creates value for me. And you know, there's always this discussion around, you know, is it wasteful to keep changing around your planners? It could be to some people, but you could always repurpose a planner and then it might not feel so wasteful, you know? I love using these little dot stickers. These are transparent dots from Nicole Hutch Designs. I recently looked over on her Etsy shop and I could not find them. I don't know if they are just like out of stock, but this is T0056 in the color caramel. I thought about reaching out once I run out of these to see if she's going to bring them back. I like them because they cover or go over, the purpose is not to cover, but they go over the numbers of the Hobonichi weeks like perfectly. Now, another option is just to use a dot marker. I do feel like with the dot marker, like a zig dot marker, it's going to be a little bit inconsistent because you have to make sure that you apply the same amount of pressure each and every time. So I don't mind the sticker option, plus I have what feels like a gazillion of these dots, and it's just such a great way to use them up, quite honestly. And they match the color of the click art marker. It really wasn't intentional, it just kind of happened, and so now I keep them close by. So back to planners and things like that. I think when I discussed in the planner chat video last week, which I can link up in the cards for you right here, was the possibility of using the Sterling Ink Weeks version of this planner. And I'm still leaning heavily towards that. Like I've actually done like an initial setup and everything. If you're watching this video, you get to get a sneak peek while everyone else just has to wait. But this is where it's at right now. It is housed in this gorgeous Notique cover. Oh, it's beautiful. And I actually have already set up this. Look how good that looks. Oh my gosh. For a couple of reasons, and I'll only chat about this for like a minute, I promise, is that there are more notes pages in this than there is in the standard weeks, but less than a mega. So it's like the Goldilocks of weeks, if you will. But there are some things that I love about the weeks than I love more about the Sterling Ink one. But I will say, the pages being a very different color, which can kind of be hard to see on the screen, is a very big positive for me, as well as feeling as though you actually have full use of the page because there are no quotes at the bottom. That can matter to some people, that might not matter to other people. Again, planning is personal. Anyway, back to this planner currently. So this is the initial, right? We've got the numbers. Oh my God, words, they're hard. We've got the numbers highlighted and the pages broken up. Perfect. Okay, so what I like to do on this side, because I think I want to get this side set up first and then work over here. That's a little backwards, but again, it's my planner. What I have liked doing is putting a this week and goals, as well as a little area for the content that's going to go up on my channel. And I like to use these stickers from the planner spot because they are transparent. I am in my transparent sticker era. I also feel like transparent stickers are much thinner. So the bulk being added to your planner is a lot less. And it looks like actual handwriting. That is not mine, but that's okay. So she has this sheet that has, it's the hand lettering weekly headers. And they're like just such a great size for the weeks. They don't swallow up your whole page, which is just awesome. I do kind of have an issue with putting them down straight, like any sticker. And then I do a little goals section. So I always like to look back and see, where did I break this up? And it's just at the second part, the second day on Tuesday, and we'll do the same thing here. So yeah, that's where I'm at with which weeks I want to use. I figured this one already started, so we're just going to jump into it. That's just what works for me, and we'll see. I have both planners now. If things don't work out with the other one, I can come back to it. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I am sticking to it. So for this week, I typically just keep like a general running to-do list, and that's kind of worked for me. I have a more detailed to-do list over on my daily pages. So let's talk about daily pages a little bit and how that may or may not change for me in 2024. I have loved planning out daily tasks in my Cousin. However, I also really like journaling in my Cousin. So I really think that those pages over in my Hobonichi Cousin are going to be more for journaling and less for the to-dos, which is why I'm looking forward to having more pages in the back of my weeks planner, because then I can really focus on using the pages in there. The Sterling Ink weeks, their regular weeks, I should say, comes with 120 pages, which is more than enough because on some days I can actually fit 2 days on here. And I didn't need the big one that had all the extra pages. Okay, so next up, I am going to start on my habit tracking. So I do a small habit tracker over here. The Monday through Sunday is kind of hard to write that small, so I purchased these stickers from Randy.Plan. Definitely check out her shop. These are the day strips, horizontal, and this one says Hobonichi A5. I think it's actually meant for the Hobonichi Cousin, but I'm going to use what I have. I'm in my use what I have era, thank goodness, because, you know, the budget is like, thank you, we finally get a break. It works in here as well. It's off by, saying a hair is an exaggeration. There is more than enough space. for these to fit within those boxes. And so I just kind of create a line of separation there. It kind of helps me with writing what the categories are. You don't have to do that if you're doing something similar to this. But it does help create that sort of, hey, stop writing right here kind of thing. And then the habits that I like to check off daily, and I've shared this before, in my weeks, there's going to be a lot of trackers. I like tracking, I like habits, I like routines. That's just what works for me. So I do medication, vitamins, no spend, reading 30 minutes plus per day, AM skincare, and PM skincare. The reason why I track these things is because these are things that I feel make my day-to-day life better, right? And I want to make sure that I get them done. Some things will fall off the tracker in the future. Some things will stay on the tracker forever and ever. It just really depends on the season of life. And like lately, I feel like I have been struggling with skincare, so that it was important to me to add that to my tracker. So I'm just gonna pretty much copy over the same thing because I really wanna keep tracking the same things. Okay, and then the next thing that I like to track is my sleep schedule. You can see last week was a bit of a hot mess. So it's something that I have struggled with for a really, really long time. And I use the same exact sheet for the Monday through Sunday from Randy.plans for that tracker. But instead of this week having it this way on this side of the page, I'm gonna move it over here. I just feel like aesthetically, that's where I kind of need it to be. Is it that serious? Absolutely not. But you know what? This week we're just gonna try something else. And I'm just gonna check to see where I had put that Monday through Sunday last week to make sure I give myself enough space. And if this is something that you don't want to draw out every single week, you absolutely do not have to. There are shops, I believe Coffee Monsters Co. also sells these, and you could just stick them down in your page and be done with it. But for me, I like drawing it out every single week. Works for me. All right, now I'm just going to add in the hours for the week and hope that this week is a little bit better than last week. And then I'm just gonna write in sleep like I did last week. All right, and then the bottom area, like I said, I like to use for any videos and content that I am working on. And this week, the goal is to have 3 videos up. And I'm just kind of using a line as kind of like a title situation. And I love the transparent play buttons from the planner spot as well. I just love a lot of the stickers that she has because she offers so many that are transparent. And they just really, really work for what I want to do. I accidentally at one point ordered these that were not transparent, but I'm going to force myself to use them. But this week we're going with transparent stickers. So I have a video going up on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I don't know, I just kind of like doing this. It keeps me motivated to keep posting content on the weeks where things might be a little bit more challenging. I like seeing it in my planner, like, hey, what did I post that day, or what was going on that week when you look back on it. You could easily just draw the little play button if you want, but one of the skills I do not have is doodling. And so I'm just going to keep the economy going and support a small business by ordering their small stickers, because that's what works. We all have certain skills, and this one is not one of mine. Okay, so this week we have got a plan with me, and then a little bit of a chat video, which is just going over choosing a planner, and then a fun collab video on Friday. There we go. And that's like the majority of this side of the page. Now, what I like to use this for has changed over the years. I have done meal plans in here. I have done weather. I have done weather and meal plans. Right now, I am just sticking to doing the weather, and I'm really, really liking that. I don't want this space to get like too heavy with stuff. And that could change in the future. It very well could change. But for now, we're going to stick to the weather because I love tracking the weather. And we haven't even gotten to any sort of decorative stickers. I am going to add stickers. I was literally just looking at what I pulled and I was like, oh, I probably should have left space for that. there's still space. Okay, so I typically just look at like the 10-day forecast, and I like to put the stickers kind of right there in the center. I don't know about where you guys are at, but our weather has been all over the place. I was just talking to my girlfriend and I was like, listen, this past Saturday, you know, it's still December and I was outside mowing the grass. I mowed the backyard. It wasn't horrible. It was just that it just needed it. It didn't look, it just looked unkept, but it wasn't bad. And you know, that's our dog's area. So we got to keep it a little tidy for them as well. And yeah, it just did not work out. It did not work out. I thought we were good and we didn't have to mow anymore. I was so wrong. And our weather looks like it's going to be the typical Texas winter weather this week, where it's just wet. And cold is not the right word. It's not going to be that cold this week, but it's not going to be awesome either. All right, one more cloudy day. And then I just go through it and put in the high on the left and the low on the right. All right, there we go. That is all in there. Now let's hop over to the left side. So typically I would put in like my work schedule. That was starting to feel kind of redundant. So I'm just going to put in the days that I have work-related meetings. So on Monday, I have a 9 o'clock meeting. Thursday, I have a lunchtime meeting. Actually, Wednesday, not Thursday. And then that is it right now for any work-related meetings. I have some other meetings that I need to pop in there, but I'll probably do that after this video. And then over on the right, I'll put any sort of time-sensitive type of personal things. So for example, Thursday is payday. Could have grabbed a payday sticker, but I think we're okay just writing a $sign. And then also on Thursday, I am finally getting my Texas driver's license. I just love that for me. Apparently there's a rule, you're actually supposed to get it like within, I can't remember if it's like 60 days or whatever. I'm a little past that. We might be close to approaching 5 months. But I finally had a window of time where I could actually schedule the time to get there to do my driver's license. And then on Friday, I have my very first book club meeting with a local book club, and I'm so freaking excited. I said that 2023 was going to be the year of me doing better with my reading habit, and it's really going to be more like 2024. And I've done little things to help prepare me for that, and one of them was joining like a book of the month club. I don't know that I'm going to stick with it every single month. I'm not a fast reader. I am part of the #slow reader club, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But I was like, this will help motivate me, having something new and exciting to read. I actually just got my first box Friday. I think it came in the mail Friday or Saturday, and I got my first 3 books. I don't think I intended to get 3 books, but I got so excited by the titles that were offered. And these are the 3 that I got, and I am like so freaking excited for these. But I have to finish the 2 or 3 books that I plan on reading for December. But these I think are going to be my January and February books. Again, slow readers club. Okay, don't judge me. I'm not reading a book a day. But I'm really, really excited. I don't know if they do like referrals. I'd have to look into that. If you're interested, let me know. But I'm excited about it because this is, again, a habit that I really have been kind of bummed that I haven't been able to keep up with. And now I'm just, again, taking all those little steps towards my goal of reading more. All right, one last thing that I forgot to add on here is that on Monday, we are actually going to see Christmas lights. So excited about that. And I think that's everything so far this week. This gets so much more full throughout the week. As you can see through here, I will go in and add things after the fact. And I realize I have not even mentioned which pen I'm using this week, and that is the Zebra Sarasa Mark-On in .5. I will leave a link down below. Again, anything zebra is going to be super friendly on Tomoe River paper. Those are my thoughts. Again, there's going to be some people who don't like it, who don't prefer it. I absolutely love Zebra. There's a lot of great pens, but this is definitely in my top 5 that I go to for specifically Tomoe River paper. All right, let's add some decorative elements here. In my stash, I found these stickers from Papery Planning. I did purchase these last year. They are transparent stickers and they are oh so neutral and so cute. Since I've got things written over here, I'm going to stick to things on this side simply because I don't really plan a whole lot on the weekends. I really just don't. I don't have small kids with things going on. I have, you know, adult children, so you know, it's just, it is what it is. We're not planning soccer games and sleepovers and all of that stuff. So yeah. All right, I think we're gonna go with this house. I've decorated with these stickers before in my cousin, and I'm like, these are going to last me forever. And I am going to cut off the bottom of this one because the clear part is just, it's a little too much. I want to put it lower than what the clear sticker paper is allowing. So I'm just going to cut off the excess and put that right about here. And that's going to be the extent of decorating this week. Because again, I don't put a lot in here. I don't want it to get too bulky on me if I do end up staying in this particular book, but that is the plan for this week. It's a little early right now from when I'm filming this to add my to-do list. I'll have to go through as this week progresses and transfer things over that weren't done. That's kind of how I manage my to-do list, and we can go into more depth in that on another video, like how I do plan day to day and how I keep up with things. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in seeing, and I will make it happen. All right, guys, that is it for today's video and today's plan with me. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you know when I post videos here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.